Hi again. Okay, so per my last video, part 1, this is part 2 of my Battle of the Totes, just a quick comparison. I say quick, but here we are on video number 2. So let me just jump in and just continue. Okay, so hopefully you left off in the last one. So this is the Bellevue GM in the Vernis print. The color is the Amarante, and the bag also came in, okay, so this bag actually only, well, discontinued. But it only came in a PM and a GM. There was no MM, at least not that I found. Now, someone can correct me, but I did a little bit of research and I only found PMs and GMs. I did not see anything referencing MM. Okay, so this one is kind of unique, okay, because I know it looks super like structured, like you could beat somebody over the head with it. I mean, not really, you know, I mean, it's not squishy by any means, but see, look, it's also not super stiff, all right? Okay. So her measurements are 11 inches at the bottom. So it's one of those bags that has like a steep taper. So it's only 11 inches at the bottom. And that's going to be true as far as like, you know, as far as like capacity, like bag capacity, you got 11 inches to deal with. And I really didn't do widest point because the widest point is the opening. So I just measured 11 inches at the bottom, 17 inches at the top. And then she's 10 inches tall. Okay, so the Petite Noe is 10 inches tall. That gives you an idea. And then she's 7.5 inches deep. Okay, the Speedy bags, or at least the, I believe the 35 and the 30 are also 7.5 inches deep. And then what else did I say? The Palermo GM is also, because look at this. So see how they both have this base? Okay, now they're obviously, the Palermo GM is obviously wider, but as far as their depth, you can tell it's the same. See, 7.5 inches. She does not have adjustable straps. They are just bolted with the rounded rivets right there at the top. And then she's got also that nice plate like the Wilshire had. See how the Wilshire also had that plate? Okay, well, so did this bag, except this one has a vachetta leather behind it. This one doesn't. This one has like a, what would you call that? I'm trying to think of a picture where you see the backing. It's not called backing. Well, whatever. Anyway, so there you go. And then the strap drop on this bag is 7.5 inches. So it's definitely not going to pass the elbow test. Okay, you're going to have to put this bag over your shoulder. Okay, and then it does have a zipper closure. And then it's this zipper pull, which I like this zipper pull. This is one of the chunky ones. And there's some other bags that, a lot of older bags, well, not older bags, but there's like a certain like set of bags during a certain time frame that have this. Now, one thing I just noticed today, which I think is super weird, but there is one D-ring, and I'm trying to see like if it was an accident, but I don't see any evidence on the other side of something being pulled off or anything like that. So you've got one D-ring over here. Okay, homies, how am I supposed to carry that? Because I was going to say, you know, like the Palermo, you could use that strap and you could carry it, you know, shoulder. But, I mean, where are you going to put the other side? I mean, I was kind of looking, unless I'm missing something because it's late and maybe I'm just a little cuckoo, whatever, but I don't see anything. Okay, so, all right, so as far as the interior is, it's just that, so it's the same dark color as the Wilshire, except that it's not the Alcantara. It's the same lining like you would see in the Speedy bags. And so all you have are just these two pockets right here. Old cell phone pocket, and then the other kind of sort of decent sized pocket. Okay, now it looks like inside like you have a lot of room, but I actually did put my stuff in here earlier, and even though it's 7.5 inches deep, and that is roomy, I mean, that's a lot of depth, because it's only 7.5, or because it's only 11 inches wide, everything was just like in assigned spots. And y'all know that I don't always care for assigned spots. So anyway, but it is a nice bag. And I meant to actually bring this and show you, like demo this. But if you have a Vernis bag and you've got like some scuffing like this, if you get a Q-tip and put it in some alcohol and just rub it, it'll go away. Okay, I learned that trick on my little Dansko patent leather shoes. I had some major scuffing. And I found a video that said how to do that. And lo and behold, it actually works. Okay, now the final bag, which was the bonus one, because I wasn't expecting to get this bag in today. I did a video last week on the all-in MM. I did not know that when they launched these bags that it actually was available in a PM size when they first launched it. it's discontinued now. You can only get the bag now in MM, GM, and GM Bando. But this little PM, what did I say? Yeah, PM size is actually a great size. Now, you've heard me say before that the PM, MM, and GM does not always translate the same on every bag. You know, like you may have an MM, well, like the Raspail. The Raspail MM, I mean, you don't think of it as being, you know, you think of maybe like a Neverfull MM. This is bigger than a Neverfull. This would be in between a Neverfull MM and a Neverfull GM. That's the size of this bag right here. And then for this one, I would probably go ahead and say, oh, I didn't give you the measurements. So this is the all-in PM. Now let me do it flat first. So when she's flat, okay, and by the way, I do have the MM video posted on my channel if you want to see that one. So when she's flat, okay, she is just 19 inches. 19 inches on the bottom, 19 inches on the top, and then she's 12 inches tall and she's 8 inches deep. So she got a lot of depth. And then the non-adjustable strap is 8.5 inches, which, I mean, you know, depending on kind of what you got going on, you may or may not be able to fit it over your elbow. I don't know. So it seems like sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Like 8.5 and up, I usually can, but I don't know. It just depends. Okay, the inside, just like the MM, super plain. You know, this is not under the handbag section. This is under the travel section. And so when you poof it out, well, sorry, let me back up. So it's just a traditional, you know, interior like the Speedy bag, just that brown color, the uncoated canvas. There's one zipper pocket on this side. It's not super small, but it's not exactly generous either. I mean, it's kind of like a happy medium, you know. And there is not, is there a D-ring? No, there's not. There is a zipper closure, so at least you got that. And it's just pretty basic. I mean, again, it was kind of launched as just a travel bag. And so it's just got the nice, you know, this is all the vachetta that you see on it right here. That's it. And it's got the flat straps. So it's got straps like the, it's got straps like the Palermo. Okay, they're the same. All right, and then I showed you before on the Wilshire. They're also flat with a little bit of a poofy right here. Okay, I'm gonna actually, since these two are the same, I'm gonna move this one because I want you to see all the handles together, okay? I'm trying to see if I mentioned, oh, I need to go back to the PM about something in just a second. Okay, so then you've got rolled handles. So you got Raspail rolled handles. You've got flat handles here on the Palermo. You have flat handles on the bottom. The underside of the Wilshire are flat, but then they have this little detail that makes them kind of like, gives them some, you know, character, some 3D or something on the top. And then on the Bellevue, they are flat too, but they are thinner. So let me put it by the, okay, so if I put the flat straps of the Bellevue next to the Palermo, you can see they're a little bit thinner. And now let's put it next to the Wilshire, okay? And they are gonna be the same, except for the Bellevue doesn't have that little fancy 3D detail on the top, okay? So that's kind of the difference on those. Okay, so really quick, let me just go back to the PM, all in real quick. So flat, I told you she was 19 inches at the top and bottom. Now, when she is poofed out, okay, so just to fall. Okay, when she's poofed out, all right, you lose a little bit. You can see here on the bottom, okay? Now, obviously, when you put it on a flat surface, everything is going to be sitting on here. And it's interesting because even though on the bottom, it looks like you lose capacity on the bottom, I mean, you do a little bit, but not, I mean, you kind of don't. Because you still got, see, like on the inside, you can still see over there. Like, look at the top. Let me put it out a little more. Look at the top up here, all right? Right where you see the hole, okay? Look on the ends. Now, if you follow it in, you still have that room. You don't lose that on the inside. So you still do have quite a bit of the length for capacity in here, okay? At least in my opinion, all right? So when it's fluffed, you've got, you know, like I measured it when it was fluffed out, and I just kind of measured it like that instead of this. I mean, I did measure this part, and so I had, when it's fluffed, you've got 12 inches wide if you're just measuring the part that's fluffed, which is this part. But if you're measuring how it is when it's poofed out, if you're measuring from here to here rounded, it's 18 inches. And so anyway, all that to say, it is going to be similar to a Neverfull MM. I would say maybe a little bit bigger. I mean, the Neverfull MM, oh shoot, I do have videos on that and I forgot what the depth is. I think it's 7 inches. I don't remember. But anyway, it is going to be comparable to that. It does have a zipper closure, and I really like this bag a lot, actually, because, you know, I was kind of on the fence with the MM. I ended up selling it. It sold right away. But I'm really liking the PM size. I feel like it's kind of a happy medium. It's not quite as small. I mean, it's comparable to the Neverfull MM, but it's not exactly the same, if that makes sense. I do think that it's a little bit taller. What'd I say? It's 12 inches tall. Is it? Shoot, I should have had those measurements in front of me. I don't have them in front of me. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to do one more video. So sorry. It's going to be 3 parts. And on the 3rd video, all I'm going to do is just put on my puffy coat, show you how the bags fit with the puffy coat. And that way you can kind of see like how, because, you know, sometimes with the strap drop, you can't really tell. But before I do that, actually, since I do have a little bit of time on this one, I want to show you how these look on your shoulder. Okay, so this is the all-in PM. Let me adjust this. This is like a little bit too high. There, okay. All right, all-in PM, okay? This is how it sits. Let me take my scarf off. Okay, so, okay, this is this. I actually posted some mod shots of it today. I did have my puffy coat on. There's from the side. You can access it from your shoulder. No problem at all. There you go. Okay. All right. So now let me do a Palermo. The Palermo is a big mama. Okay. Okay. And she's on the longest on her straps too. Okay. So if you have her on your shoulder, this is how this looks compared to the all-in PM. So you've got this right here. Okay, she's going to stick out a little more because she is a little bit more structured than this. This thing's kind of, you know, squishy. I told you it doesn't actually collapse. It still will hold its shape when you set it on a table, this one, but it's still going to be squishy. So then you've got this. You can access this from your shoulder, no problem. See, access it from your shoulder, no problem. Has flat straps, like I said. Okay, now let me put this one down. And let's go to the Raspail. The Raspail has the rolled handles. You have to put it on your shoulder because it's not going to pass the elbow test. And so this is the Raspail. Really plain, cute bag. Kind of beachy tote looking, but definitely perfect size for every day. You can access it from your shoulder with no trouble. Got the zipper pockets in here. No issues there. Okay. All right. So then let me do the Wilshire. The Wilshire GM, and this one will fit or pass the elbow test, kinda. I mean, like I said, I kind of have to, you know, mess with it a little bit. Okay, so there's the Wilshire GM. Okay, Palermo GM right here. You can see that this one's a lot deeper than this one. I think, well, actually, I say a lot. This is 7.5. This is like 6.5, so it's not really that much. Okay, you can access this from your shoulder with no problem. Definitely can be an everyday bag. Somebody was asking me, actually the gal that bought this was asking if it was going to be too monstrous, and I said, no, absolutely not. It's going to also be, it's going to be comparable to the Raspail. So the Raspail, let me put that on here. I want to show you. So it's going to be comparable to the Raspail MM, because she said she had the GM, and the GM was too monstrous, and I believe that it was too monstrous. But see, other than this being a little bit, you know, taller, it's not monstrous. It's very comparable to the Raspail MM. I'm going to say it's also another bag that's going to be in between a Neverfull MM and a Neverfull GM. Okay. And then over here we have one more, which is the Bellevue. And so it's also, you know, it's not very tall. So it's going to sit up a lot higher, even higher than the Raspail. It's not going to pass the elbow test. You can access it from your shoulder, but you're going to have to take the strap off like this, and you're going to be able to get into it with no trouble. But the straps do seem like a little shorter. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Okay, let me go to one more video, and I'm just going to do mod shots with my puffy coat. Okay, bye!